Welcome to the Shut Up and Work podcast. I am your wonderful host, the coach. And in today's episode, I want to talk about how your health is your wealth. Now, what do I mean? I mean, your mental and your physical health is what you need to motivate yourself, to propel yourself towards any type of goal that you are trying to achieve. Now, I want to tell you a quick story of how my health, mentally and physically, almost went in the trash. When I was working for the Department of the Defense, the federal government, for many of you out there, I remember I had applied for this job as a project manager, and this position was going to propel or increase my pay by, I would say, $15,000 annually. So I was going from 45,000 to like 60,000. And this job was becoming a project manager, overseeing many different projects throughout this base that I was going to go work at. So I applied for the job, got the job, started working there. After a few months, I started noticing how the demand for our tasks and duties started increasing drastically. I mean, it was almost like it was overnight. I went from working just normal 8 hours to 12 hours a day. And that wasn't good, let me tell you. And one of the first signs that I noticed that it wasn't good is because due to these longer hours, Monday through Friday, I began to eat badly. And when I started eating badly, I began to grow east and west. In other words, I started gaining weight. So within a year, I went from about 190 pounds all the way up to almost 230 pounds. Within a year, I gained almost 40 pounds. And this was not good because I started feeling sluggish all the time. I started feeling tired. And most importantly, I started feeling like I was getting sick most of the days. So I would have runny nose. My ears would be itching. And then I finally went to a doctor and he said, "Hey, you have allergies." Wanted to put me on medication. Then my blood pressure started rising up. And once again, went to the doctor. They wanted to put me on blood pressure medication. So I was like, oh no, this is not going to happen to me. On the mental side of things, being in this new position, I had supervisors who were total jerks, assholes to the highest degree. And they were basically like, once you finish a task, they will throw like 10 more tasks on top of you. And then you finish those 10 tasks, then it's 20 more tasks. And then there were times when you're working on a task and then they will interrupt you and say, "Hey, drop that. I need you to come over here and do this." It was driving me crazy on the mental level. So with that, I started to compensate by drinking alcohol to overcome some of that stress, or at least I thought I was. But all I was doing was gaining weight and making myself sicker. I was miserable at this job. Finally, when I got fed up, I started going on my computer and applying for several different job positions until I got a job being a construction inspector. So kind of a little bit as the same as what I was doing as project management, only that I wouldn't be in the office all day long. And I will be able to go out on site and do inspections, and I will walk around. And it was a normal 8-hour job because this job, the supervisor clearly specified that they do not pay time and a half and overtime. So you need to get your job done within the 8-hour period that you were assigned. And then once I took this job, I was able to start going to the gym, start meal prepping, started eating right, and I felt much better. I still had allergies during allergy season and had to take some basic over the counter medicine, but at least I wasn't strung out where I was dependent on a daily basis, no matter what time of year or season it was, where I was constantly taking allergy medicine. And then I eventually got my weight down to about 205 in that category. So it was much better than weighing almost 230 pounds. So, what I want to say to you out there, and why I'm making this point and telling you this story, is that a lot of people I know, we get so tied up in our jobs with what our boss is telling us what to do and trying to look good at the job, trying to make sure that we don't get fired or laid off for any reason. But as we're seeing in today's time, that is not mattering. And people at a job, and when I say people, I'm talking about upper management and your supervisors or bosses out there, just like in my situation, they're not going to tell you, hey, you're gaining 5 pounds. Maybe you need some gym time here at work. They're not going to tell you, oh, you're having a runny nose. You're getting sick. Maybe I should cut your hours back to the normal 8 hours per day. They're not going to tell you that you're going to miss time with your family, that you may miss your son or your daughter's rehearsal or recital or sports games or anything in that nature. You got to look out for you, because ain't nobody else going to do that for you. None of your coworkers, not your bosses, not upper management. They're going to allow you to keep coming into work and working yourself to death. And if I did not take the initiative to go out there and do the things necessary that was going to keep me healthy mentally and physically, nobody else would. So that's why your health is your wealth. I truly believe that a lot of people, you see that person who's worked 35, 40 years, 45 years at a job, and then when they retire, they pass away. I don't think they passed away because of boredom. I think while they were at that job, they had developed some type of illness or sickness, any type of ailment, and it's just been constantly growing because they're stressed out mentally, physically. They're not in shape. And I'm not saying you need to look like a bodybuilder or athlete. I'm just saying physically, where their back is not hurting or their legs not hurting or anything in that nature. Y'all get the gist of where I'm coming from. It's just the point that they are so worn down that by the time they do retire and they do get a chance to rest, their body gives out on them. So that's just my belief of what happens to a lot of our elderly workforce when some of these ladies and gentlemen finally hang it up and call it quits. So for you out there, what I'm asking and what I'm telling you, you may be in a position like I once was, but I'm telling you, you need to take control of your mental well-being and your physical well-being. So if you're working a lot of hours, at lunchtime, maybe go walking or something for 30 minutes if you have the time. Try to put in some type of exercise physically. Do something, push-ups, squats, pull-ups, sit-ups. And then most importantly, try to eat healthy and try to eat the bad things in moderation. I know it's tough sometimes, but I think this will help you in a long way in saving you from getting sick down the road, and then you'll be forced to medically retire, or when you do retire, it's 3 to 6 months and it's curtains for you. You don't get a chance to enjoy your actual retirement. So with that being said, Drop me some comments below and let me know how some of you feel at your job right now. Do you feel that your job is taking care of you mentally and physically? Or the opposite, you feel that, hey, man, I need to do something. I need to get out of this job before they put me in the hospital or something worse happens. With that being said, please like, share, and subscribe. And also, I want to bring up my book is available on Amazon.com. It is called Shut Up and Work, Surviving Then Escaping the Workplace. So it's available to purchase on Amazon.com. And with that being said, make it a great day, and I'll see you on the next episode. Peace.